it's Val from Ultimate Tax and Advisory. Yeah, making you money and making you the time so you can go out and spend it.
That's what we try and do.
An accountant that encourages people to spend money. I love it. How you been, Bobby?
Really good, Michael. Really good. Refreshed. My wife and I just got back from our honeymoon.
Yep.
So we've had a little bit of time off, which we haven't had. I suppose we have had a bit of time off this year, but it's all been work related. This was proper holiday. So we're ready and refreshed for our new financial year, which in Australia it's 1 July. So
yeah. You're saying, I mean, it's your honeymoon, obviously, so you're going to take some time off, but you didn't take a few days. You went for a couple of weeks or something, did you?
Yeah, just over 2 weeks, which was to South Africa, which was amazing.
Wow, incredible. Just before we get into the show, how important do you think it is, because you help consult with business owners, how important do you think it is for business owners to actually take time out of take a holiday?
Yeah, it's not easy at all.
No.
I mean, we still took our computers, we'll still check, unfortunately, we still check our emails. But if you're the business owner and you have limited staff, as we do, we do have staff, but it's not to the scale of a 10-year plus business. So you still need to take some things on the head and be on top of things, which we were. Not every day. But yes, we checked a few emails here and there. We weren't physically doing any work. We made sure clients knew that we were leaving that till when we got back. But there's always some fires that you need to do. But however, for other business owners out there, it is not easy taking holiday. It's not easy stepping out of the business and leaving everything to your staff that you've got there.
No.
But it's something you need to do because it does what I said before. It gets you refreshed, gets you energized, gets your repassionated. Is that a word? Repassionated?
It'll do for this channel.
The business. It'll reignite the passion for your business because the time away, like after 2 weeks, we're ready to come back gung ho and get back into it. So we saw a bit of the world. And now we've realised, cool, let's get back into it now.
And you've come back into it, and a finalist in our Telstra Awards as well.
We are the Western Australian division of the Telstra Business Awards, the Emerging and Energised Business category.
Kind of fits in with being energised after a holiday.
That's exactly right. So we actually did the phone interview while we were in Mauritius as well. So that was weird, but it was great that they could accommodate us because they were supposed to do a in-office meeting only, but they accommodated us. Obviously, we weren't in town, so it was really great that they could do it. So
fantastic. So we are at the point end, as they say, or at the cut-off end now, end of financial year. What do you say business owners should start reflecting on? They've got to this end of the year now. It's over. It's basically going to shut the doors. So it's a bit late to do anything really constructive.
That's right.
What should they do? What are some of the things you help people do in your consulting when you're working with them?
So Michael, as we discussed last time in our last show, we talked about what you can do prior to tax time. This is the end of tax time. If you haven't done it now, wouldn't say too late, but in Australia it's literally 2 days left. So there's not much you can do. But now it's more, how has the year gone? Right. So you've got your bookkeeping up to date to 30th of June, which will be in the next couple of days. And what's your turnover? What's your profit? What's your base profit? Not your tax profit, because we know there's some things that us accountants do to make things a little bit nicer for you. However, what's your base profit? Was it what you expected? Was it under what you expected, or was it over? And what have you done or what haven't you done to get to that result?
Wow.
So that's something which I'd put the question to all our business owner customers to say, have a hard think of yourself, and if it's not what you expected, we'll go back through the steps of the financial year or even the last quarter and go, what have you not done, or what have you done to lead to that poor result or the better result? Yeah.
It's interesting because when we were talking off air and you mentioned to me, quite often you look at people's books and the purchases they've made, and we get encouraged this time of the year, spend your money, get a tax deduction, rah. You kind of reflect and go, well, you bought that and it's meant to be for the business. How much more income did it? You were saying you look at it from that perspective.
I do. So, for example, if you're a warehouse business, if you've made the investment to buy a new forklift, because you're generating more sales, and therefore you need another asset, or your old one's carked it.
Yeah.
You know, what is the return on investment on that? Okay, if you're replacing your existing forklift, the return on investment is you've got longevity. Whereas if you've got a second forklift, well, you kind of know that your turnover is increasing because the more volume are coming through your doors, which is why you need a second forklift. So that's a really good return on investment in terms of what your sales have been.
Yes.
Now, I look at it, a lot of people go, well, my expenses were higher this quarter or this month, like you said, because of the end of financial year sales, you buy this, you buy that. Was it the right things to buy? Did you consult with us as your accountant and advisor? Is this the right thing to buy at this right time? I know a lot of people, car sales, the car yards, buy a new car, get this tax deduction, get that tax deduction. There's end of financial year sales everywhere. Do you really need a new car? Your car's only 2 years old. Is it satisfying your needs at this moment, or do you really need an upgrade? So I've had a few clients call me about that and say, hey, listen, I want a new car. Do you want it or do you need it? And then we've looked at the numbers and gone, well, actually, you kind of just want it. You don't really need a new car. You're just spending money for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Which is as business owners, we don't always have money to throw around. So
No. I remember with my wife, Kathy, her uncle used to run a trucking company. And before he ever bought a truck, especially getting to this time of year, he would always consult with his accountants.
Yeah.
And they were the same. Okay, so you got an upgrade. What's wrong with the truck you've got? Will it make you any more money? What will it do for you? And should you buy a new truck, or should you outsource that and put a contractor and on a driver on who's a contractor to you? So it's, I guess from accountants' perspectives, you get much more with people like yourself than just looking at, well, the GST's been ticked off and the return's been ticked off. You're going, no, how do we make you more? Is this where you start going, well, this is how we make you more money?
Exactly. And that's, you hit the nail on the head. Do you buy a new asset or can you outsource it? So for us, do we invest in a marketing consultant in-house, or do we just hire a contractor to do that, which is what we do here?
Yes, yeah.
So which is great.
It's interesting when you're looking at those sorts of things and looking at, especially this time of year when people are buying. You know, the government says, you know, I'll give you the first, you spend 20,000, I think you get a 100% tax deduction. And a friend of mine said, that's really good. And I said, really? I said, what's your tax rate? He said, 39 cents in a dollar. And I said, oh, terrific. I said, so you spend $1, you get 39 cents back. He said, no, I get 100%. I said, but you only get the tax back. You don't get your dollar, you get your 39 cents. He said, oh, I said, tell you what, you give me $1 and I'll give you 80 cents back for every dollar. No one takes me up on it, Bobby. No one will take me up on it.
It's our friends at the tax office that try to explain it, but they don't at the same time. So they know they want your money somehow.
And it's like, you just, and I guess that's when you look at buying things, the reality is, you're on 39 cents or even 40, even in 49 cents, you spend $1, you only get 49 cents deduction. Right. You don't get the whole dollar back, do you?
Never.
Never.
On paper you do, on your taxable income, yes, but what you physically get in your pocket is, whatever tax rate you're in. So a lot of people get that misconception, unfortunately, which is probably the same worldwide. They're not just in Australia, so... No,
I know I've had that a few, but that's my answer to it. I'll give you 80 cents. If anyone out there wants 80 cents in the dollar, give me a call. So you're doing your reviews. So what are some of the other things you advise business owners to look? So we've looked at what they've spent their money on. What kind of other things do you look at?
I look at I fine-tune what they've spent their money on. So let's say if they haven't gone as good as they've thought, I look at, let's have a look at something that's going to generate you money, which is generally your marketing expense.
Right, okay.
So I look at how much they've spent on marketing for that month or for that quarter. And then generally that's a correlation between what the turnover is with their marketing spend. So marketing spend may be Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, newspaper ads, television ads, whatever it may be. But it also comes down to seminars that you've gone to or networking events which you pay your $20 or $30 entry for. And wouldn't, and that's another thing. A lot of these expenses can be free. Those networking events we go to, some of them are quite very cheap or free, which you're not going to see in your expense category. So I discuss with people, if they haven't got the result which what they've wanted, what outside of this marketing expense have you done? So have you gone to networking events? Have you been to, have you consulted with other colleagues to generate new business together, or referral sources? What have you done which hasn't cost you money, or what haven't you done which doesn't cost you money, I should say, that will generate you more income? And 9 times out of 10 they've gone, oh no, we thought we were doing okay, so we didn't need to go to any of these events, or we didn't need to contact existing customers for referrals or anything like that. So, and then at the end of the day, you can see the turnover figure hasn't been what they've wanted because they haven't put the effort in.
Yes.
Either with time or money.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, I know I talk to a lot of people myself on things like this, and they say about going networking and so forth. And I find that by going networking, it's got another advantage. It actually keeps you focused on what your business is all about, because people ask you.
Yeah.
And some, quite often, if you've been to networking, you say, so what's your business? They'll tell you, say, oh, so what do you actually do for people? What's the biggest benefit?
Yeah.
And the blank look.
Don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. And I think sometimes the advantage of going networking, you get these questions. They're not nice when you don't know the answer. But what I find in people in network, they're very generous. They'll then feed you back. Well, if I was employing an accountant, I'd want more money. And I really want to, I go into business so I'd have more time with my family. And that's what you listen to.
Yeah.
And you know, you got told, I remember you telling this story, and you said, when friends and family told you that, and they said, if you could do that, you'd be the ultimate tax advisor business,
right.
And that's how you got your name.
Exactly.
Do you find that sometimes at the end of the year people have drifted, they haven't focused on their core business and they've got distracted?
Definitely. That's something which we've done ourselves. We had multiple different service points, and we've just looked back, Crystal and I looked back and gone, well, why don't we just for the moment while we're still new to business, under 2 years, well, nearly 2 years now. Yeah. Let's just really focus on what we're the best at, and that's just the accounting, bookkeeping, and tax services there, and advisory, of course. Yes. Let's just focus on that, and let's do the other things when we've got a bit more capacity with staff, a bit more capacity with time, especially, because you focus on lots of different things. You go back to the age-old saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none." Yes. So that's something which is, we look back and go, well, why don't we just be the masters of this, and then we can learn or hire people that can do the rest of the other things for us.
And I think, you know, with everyone in business, and especially with accountants, it's very easy to find what your skill set is. But I find that's where the value is. Your value is in your high value skill set, which is helping people with their accounts. And people say, oh yeah, that's very specific, but no, it's accounting is, as you said to me, is well past just doing books these days. It is advisory, it is consulting, it is helping people grow, make more money, and spending time with their families. So do you find when you're talking to the business owners, some of what made them really good in the first place, they've started to drift, give it to staff, and then they're wondering why they're not as good as them?
Exactly right. And before you get to that stage, you've got to have the right staff, and you've got to train the right staff as well. So a lot of people try to do too many things too quickly. Right. So that's effectively growing your business too quickly. That's one of our business killers that we actually spoke about a few shows ago, and on our Facebook page as well. One of the biggest business killers is growing too fast. Yes, you're growing in sales and whatever, but at the back end, have you got the right systems in place? Have you got the right staff in place? Have you got the right software in place? All those different aspects in business which you don't generally think about, because you just think about, I need to make more money. Yes. I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. which I've seen it time and time again, and that's, we've actually consulted with a few of our clients who wanted to do that. And I've said, hey, listen, you're new to everything. Let's just get this working first. Bread and butter, you can just, as soon as this is working almost autonomously, that's when you can try and do these other ventures. Because otherwise you're just spreading yourself too thin. And as soon as one area of your business cracks, it'll flow through to the other ones without the right systems in place.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the golden rule in the businesses we've had. I've always said, until I can generate, it's not myself and Kathy, my wife, but until we can generate consistently $10,000 a month in earnings, that's the wife gets 5,000, I get 5,000 in wages. Until you get that consistently, then we're not going to go and employ people, what I call multiply or leverage your income source. I'm going, that's the base. Well, that's 120 grand turnover in your business that you're going to require, plus whatever expenses you've got. That gives you quite a good solid business then to go, now I can take somebody else on, or now I can get an outside person, start leveraging a bit. Do you have baselines yourself that you work with? Is it different for different people?
It is different for different people. It's different if people have started their own business from scratch, if people have bought a business. Obviously, if you've bought a business, you've got money coming in already, and you've just got the loan to repay for that. Whereas if you're starting off from scratch, you've got to work on your savings. So you've got to sort of, I suppose, budget yourself pretty smoothly from the get-go. And yes, that's why you have to be good with your numbers. It doesn't matter. It's if you buy a business or if you start it from scratch, you still have to be good with your numbers. Yeah. Because you don't want to waste the money that's coming through from the business that you bought, and you sort of don't want to waste your savings either. So that's imperative to understand what your budget point is and that's why we go, what's your expected turnover in the 12 months? I know it's hard to gauge, especially if you started your own business from scratch, you don't know, but that's why we look at it in 3 monthly increments. Just it's easier. What do you anticipate to earn in this next 3 months?
Yes.
And that's when you can say, I'm going to pay, okay, great, from day one, I don't have any money, but from week one, I know I've turned over $1,000. I'm paying myself $100 that week. Yeah. Imperative to at least pay yourself something.
It's interesting you said that. We had a chat about this off air, and look, I confess, I didn't do this when I started my first businesses until someone once said, well, you start a business, how much did you pay yourself in the first week? You know, when you actually started getting some, oh, nothing, you know, by the time I pay the mortgage out of it, by the time I pay the rent, and they said, no. They go, you and your wife both work in the business, yeah. Can you pay yourself $50 each a week? I'm going, what's the point? It was the psychological shift. Had to pay the workers' comp on it, had to pay and we're in Australia, so we had to pay the superannuation on it, which is nothing on $50 a week each. There's no tax, by the way, on $50 a week each here either, is there? No. But the psychological shift, I'm interested, you just said then, even you pay yourself $100.
Yeah, it's still something, because as we were talking off air earlier, if you employed someone else, would you at least be paying them $50? Oh no, that's below minimum wage. So $50 a week is below minimum wage. Yeah. And that's all we're asking you to start with as a business owner. Yeah. So if you can't do that, then, well, when you grow, what's your, I suppose, wage factor going to be? Are you just going to withdraw things out willy-nilly? That's why I'm always saying, put yourself on a salary. If it's a $10,000 a year salary, or let's say $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year salary, every month you pay yourself $1,000. Yeah. At least you know you're in that mindset and that habit to pay yourself something. Because we do have those things. We've got mortgages, we've got bills, we've got children that we've got to look after for, look out for. So after all that's done and dusted, pay yourself. Yeah. That's your money.
Yeah, it was really interesting when we did it, and it was actually just talking, like just using myself and Kathy. He said, so if you paid yourself $100 a week, that's $200. He says there's no tax, so you put it into your 2 accounts. And he said it doesn't matter if you join it afterwards. Then that goes in, and you go, well, it would end up there, innit? But he was saying the psychological shift and how you can grow your business, and then you're constantly motivated, going, well, $100 a week's not enough.
That's right, yeah.
I want more.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you're just withdrawing money here and there from the business funds, then it's like, well, I don't know how much I'm actually making because I've got nothing in the bank account, but it's all in mine, and it's too complicated. Gets things muddled around, which is, that's why in Australia we've got sole traders where you don't have to pay yourself a wage, but your profit is your wage at the end of the day. Yeah. So what I say to the sole traders out there is, same thing, just every week pull out $200 a week, $500 a week, whatever it may be that your business is turning over and what you need to survive,
Yes.
pull that out as your wage.
Yeah. When people say you're talking startups, and we've got ourselves, you know, we're earning some money now, and we've got our skill set, and we know exactly what our business is. When they come to you, Bobby, and they say, look, we need somebody else to help us, and you mentioned before about whether you're going to employ someone or use a contractor, how do you as an accountant start looking at those numbers to decide what's going to be best for the business owner?
Well, it's all about longevity.
Right.
Will that area of your business be viable to do in-house, or is it just going to be an ad hoc thing? So if it's an ad hoc thing, then definitely just hire a contractor, because you pay them for that one job or for that short period of time, and then that's it.
Right.
Whereas if you know that, like for example, ourselves, we hired a junior accountant that can do the admin role as well as some basic accounting stuff. So we've gone, we can't really hire a contractor for that. We're not going to hire an agency firm or a temp for an admin role and just have someone coming in every week different, you know. We kind of want someone that's going to know the customers, is going to know our systems, is going to know us, and grow with our business. And that's exactly what's happened. So we've hired someone in-house for that. Whereas a lot of tradespeople out there may just go, well, I only need a Sparky for my building job for this one time, so I'll just hire a contract. I don't need a full-time electrician to ongoing until I grow my business, where I then get that whole team. Which that's what we advise people as well. If you're a startup, when you grow your business, who are the people you need around you to grow your business to where you want it to be? So that's why we always say, what's your business growth plan? Because the business growth plans aren't always just on income and expenses. It's about team, it's about premises, it's about longevity in business, you know.
Yeah.
Is this a business you're going to flip in 5 years, or is it something you want to do for the next 30 years?
Wow. Interesting you're saying, I'm going to flick back a little bit to when you said about the staff you employed, and you said a junior accountant, which you had this mindset you're going to take somebody in and let them grow with the business.
Definitely.
So when you employ someone in, do you think that's an important aspect of employing? You're constantly looking, okay, who can grow, who can I make better in my business?
Definitely. So Michael, I think we've spoken about this a few times before, or at least once anyway. Hiring the right staff is imperative to grow your business. So when we found Tegan, we spoke with quite a number of males and females candidates to come in our firm. We found the right role was for Tegan's, I suppose, background and her skill set and her mindset as well. So she's doing a fantastic job with us. And that's with all the other business owners out there. You have to find the right team member that is willing to grow. And that's why we always say, take time when hiring someone. Because on paper, when you look at a resume, everyone looks great.
Yes.
Until you meet them. And then, are they just giving you blanket answers? Are they just giving you yes answers? Or some stuff that you just want to hear?
Yeah.
When we do our interviews, we grill them with a few different questions, though more personal questions rather than just accounting related questions. Because at the end of the day, in any business, you can teach somebody your business.
Yes.
You can't teach a personality. So that's what we say. That's what we say to our clients. How do you find the right role, right member for that role?
Yeah.
And it's always personality, because you can teach anyone everything.
So is that, as you said then, so it's more the personality, and that's where you tend to put the pressure on there just to see what's in that actual person.
Definitely.
One thing I will ask you, when you do your interviews, I know you did quite a few before you got Tegan, who's absolutely lovely, she's a great person. Do you give the job away in the interview? Like, you see somebody, oh, you're perfect, just give away the job straight away? Or are you one of those people who say, no, even though I think you were the right person, did you then go, let's step back and reflect across all the board? How did you approach that bit?
Exactly that. Crystal and I, we did all our interviews and looked at all the resumes, and after we've spoken with everyone, cool, we'll let you know in a week's time, because that'll give us enough time to mull things over, look at every single candidate from our point of view externally rather than talking in front of people. So obviously it's a little bit different when the person's right there in front of you, or you call them an hour later saying you got the job. So you know, you haven't had enough time to process everything yet. So we wrote our notes, we did our pros and cons with everyone, as you do with any investment in your business or personal investments. Buying a house, it's the same thing. What's the pros and cons for buying this house compared to that house? And a staff member is a big investment.
Massive investment.
So we did exactly that. What are the pros and cons for each person, and who's going to be the right fit for us?
Right. Fantastic. So, you know, when Tegan very first started, and did you know kind of on the first, second, third day that you kind of went, great decision?
Yeah, definitely. Her personality really gelled with both myself and Crystal. Crystal and I have very different personalities.
Yes.
And she,
bit like me and Kathy.
Yeah, exactly. And Tegan just fit right in the middle between both of us, and she works very well with myself, works very well with Crystal in both aspects, or all aspects of business, not both aspects, all aspects of the business. Crystal's skill set in the business, my skill set, and it's after 3-4 days a week, it was just like definitely.
When you've got a team member, you said she's going to be an asset, and I'm probably you do this with your clients, so I'm going to do it with you because this is what you get when you go to Bobby. And you've got to, does she get involved in decision making in the business? Do you whiteboard stuff with the team?
Because we're such a small team member style business at this stage, we have to.
Right.
Because yes, Crystal and I are the bosses. Yeah. But we actually do want to promote that family business. Whereas yes, she's not our family, but we need to have that mentality, because if she's going to grow with us, she's going to have to know some decisions. Obviously not everything. No. However, changing softwares, we've actually asked her, do you think this is a good idea? And we've looked at the current software we were using as our practice management and the new one we were looking at getting. And she's written her pros and cons list. We've written our pros and cons list, and we've all gelled together in a team meeting. Right. And we've gone, is this the right decision? And I think we all came to the point was, with this new software, where technology is heading, this is the way to go. I don't think that this current software is fitting the bill for our future needs. So yes, it's doing fine for right now, but how's it going to go within 2-3 years' time when we do grow our business and we are going more cloud-based, where we are having a lot more, who knows, we might employ some mums that work from home, or dads that work from home, things like that. So so people that don't have the time to get out of their home to be in the office, but they can still do work. So that's something which we wanted to monopolise right now, get the systems built on that before we do grow to that phase.
With business owners that are watching, and the business owners you consult with, and I know you help them with all their business and help them grow, and they come to you and say, Bobby, I've got a team member, but how do you get that trust that I can listen to their point of view? Where does that come from? Is that difficult?
Yeah, it's difficult. It does take time. So obviously from month 1 of Tegan being employed with us, we weren't asking her to, critical business growth aspects or anything like that. That's what Crystal and I were doing. But as we got to know her a bit more, as we got to know her skill set a lot more, and what more importantly, her values were, and her, I suppose, growth mentality, because that's all comes from your values. Are you risk adverse, or you are a risk taker, So it's, we've gone with that, and it's taken a few months, took about 6 months. So we don't obviously ask her every fine-tuned details with the business. But when it comes to other business owners out there, it also depends on the levels you have in your employee structure. So you've got, let's say you're a retail store, you've got your cashiers, you've got your supervisors, you've got your managers, and then you've got yourselves. Obviously the cashiers don't really need to know what's going on with the business growth side of things, whereas the managers and to an extent the supervisors might do. And likewise, the managers don't really need to know what the cashiers are doing. That's the supervisor's role. So it's sort of, you've got that level of chain of command really that you need. It's, I suppose, the the food chain pyramid.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of aspect.
So as an owner, as a manager, you've kind of got to try to flatten it out and then move along the line and go, okay, this is here, that's there, and asking people, when they come to you and they say, Bobby, that software, that's a critical decision for a business. Do you find having the trust and selecting that right employee gives you a different point of view or levels you out and you feel confident it's better to have that third opinion? What does it do for you?
Exactly what you said. Gives you that reassurance.
Right.
So yes, they may not be a business owner themselves, they're just an employee. However, they are agreeing with you, and you can tell the genuine yeses and the nos. You can tell that they're being genuine, rather than just going.
Especially when they've got to bring their pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly. So the yes people out there, they're just the brown noses out there, they're just going to say yes, that's a great idea. We don't want those people in our business, and we know we don't want those people in our customers' businesses either.
No.
Because it's the fact that people are there to, I suppose, debate you. And that's what the world is. The world is a big debate. It's if you say yes to everything, it's gonna things are just gonna crumble.
Yeah.
So you have to find people out there that are just gonna say, no, that's actually, I don't think that's a good decision, or I don't think that's a good idea. And you have to find the people that are brave enough to say that to you as a business owner, as the boss. You don't always say that to the boss, but you have to find the people that can do that. And I think that's part of the skill sets and one you impart with your business owners, the people you work with as well, is to give them that confidence that, look, let people say the truth. Yeah.
And your business does grow from that. As a business expanding with people, and it's this time of year, and they'll say, well, it's a new financial year we're going into, your advice on employing someone right now on the 1st of July or the 2nd of July, do you go let the tax settle or employ them before the start of financial? If it was employing someone, we've only got 2 days left, but say it was 2 weeks to go, do you go wait till the new financial year starts? Is there any advantages, disadvantages?
Unless there's imperative things that are happening within the business, like prior to 1 July, then I would always say, just leave it to the new financial year. Then it saves you paying your super and your wages tax until the next quarter and things like that. Right. So unless you really needed someone today or yesterday, then of course hire someone. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you hire someone, but it's more so the fact of being prepared to hire someone. So you're in a position where you've got your business systems in place, you've got your capacity in profit to hire someone, which will either take away roles from yourself, and that's something I was going to mention earlier, but we're leading towards it now. Yeah. As a business owner, you always want to do everything yourself. Yes, I do it myself, and Crystal does it as well.
Because we're the only ones, aren't we?
That's it.
No one else could do it.
No, nobody else. Definitely not. And when we started the business, it was myself doing everything. Then when Crystal quit her job, she had her little role, and then which expanded to now her current role. But now, as her role's expanding and as my role's expanding, we don't have enough time in the day to do these things. So we have to force and let go these little bits and pieces. Cool. Yeah. No, Tegan can deal with that now. Yeah. And that's what I advise our customers out there that really want to hire someone. What are the critical tasks that you have that you need to do in your day, and what are the ones that you think you need to do? So let's just look at your whole list of things. There was one lady out there which had her critical list of things was 30 things long. Every day she had to do 30 different things. Right. But when you break it down, she only really needed to do 4 or 5. And that's the emphasis that business owners have. It's, I have to do everything. This is my business. How we promote our internal culture is it's our business. Yeah. So it doesn't matter who's employed, it is our business, and that's we're a family business. Yes, once again, I said before, you're not family, but you're our family. You're our ultimate family. So that's how we can gauge who is right for what task, and that's what I said before about hiring someone. What are you hiring them for? What roles are you specifically hiring them for? So Crystal's role was getting too much. We were there till 10 o'clock at night, every night, sometimes midnight. So if we can hire someone to do 6 hours out of it, then we're leaving at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great chatting
Thanks
to
a
you.
lot,
Great
Bobby.
advice at this end of the year. Once again, Bobby, Ultimate Tax Advisory. Someone else going, I could do with having a chat to an accountant when he's shutting off. What's the best way of contacting yourself and Crystal, Bobby?
Calling us on 08 6144 3370. Hitting us up on Facebook, which is Ultimate Tax and Advisory. Our website, www.ultimate-tax.com.au, or email our office@ultimate-tax.com.au.